really, in terms of music and all of that, like I you know, kind of had this feel in my brain already for a little bit. And I didn't want to do too much because you can kind of get bogged down in it, because this is not a historical piece. It's a fantasy, right, with historical elements. So it's important to sort of, you know when to sort of like, okay, let me just leave the real stuff and just let it inform. I said yes to the ballet because it's a really interesting story. It fits very neatly within my mission of highlighting interesting and sort of overlooked possible connections in history, and this is a very, very intriguing one.
So the idea which immediately captivated me was obviously the story that this possibility that Shakespeare had a black lover, and for me, from a purely musical point of view, it was very interesting as well to look at all the music that Rhiannon brings, you know, which is this very strong, obviously, African-American influence and early African-American music, but also in some way connected to Elizabethan, you know, musical context. You know, I've studied a lot of early music. I've been quite involved in studying late Renaissance music. So for me, it was interesting immediately to try to combine the sounds, which is a little bit the idea behind the whole piece, I think.
The instruments chose me for this project. I had bought a viola around the time I was thinking about some of the music, and so several of the themes were actually written on viola. So that kind of rich middle register seemed to really fit.
I play piano, I play some hand percussion. They're mostly frame drums. A lot of the percussion instruments that I play come from the Mediterranean, so they're like North African frame drums, Southern Italian, which is where I'm from. I also play a couple of stringed instruments. One is a lafta, which is a Turkish long neck lute, and another instrument which I discovered during this production, which I will end up playing a little bit, is a cello banjo, which Rhiannon had it, and I just put my fingers in it and thought it was really amazing.
The creative process between myself, Francesco, Paul, and Caroline so far has been very, very organic.
A lot of the creation has happened when we were all in the same rooms in a very, very fast, condensed way. You know, we all carry a big suitcase of all the stuff we've been researching and we've been working on years, you know, experiences and different sounds and different ideas. And I think the beauty of it is that then everybody opens their suitcases when we're all together. It's a very interesting combination of elements, I think, at play. You know, there is such an incredible mix and melting pot of different sounds and different images, which I think is the most exciting thing of the whole piece.
I just hope audiences take away that you can do things in a lot of different ways, and there's so many different ways to collaborate, and there's so many different ways to make a statement. And I think this ballet, this collaboration, has a really great, I think, opportunity to do that, to show audiences that, you know, ballet can be this, as well as Swan Lake, as well as, you know, some of the other things that you see. And in my world, that banjos and folk music can be partnered with high, you know, really high art dance form, and it works. So it's like, hopefully bring the two sides together to see each other and to go, hey, you're not that different from me, actually.